Okay, so we are set for today. Um, okay. Good evening, everyone. How was our weekend? Uh, Hi, Love. I am okay. I'm doing good. Is your name Love or Lay? Which one? Which should I call you? Okay, Lay. Okay. Hi, Lay. Hey, Victoria. Yours was fine. Mine was okay. Sure. Mine was okay. 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 Mine was also okay. Thanks for asking. Sofumi, Eunice. Which should I call you? Sofumi or Eunice? Mm, okay, Sofumi. Okay, that's cool. So, so far I've been impressed with the assessments we all have submitted. I believe everyone here has submitted their assessments. So, so far I've been impressed. People thumbs up to everyone. What we did last week was just introduction. So dev tools, we'll still look at doing dev tools later. We'll still look at it in depth. But I just wanted to just scratch the surface and let you all know things you can use dev tools for. But today we'll be looking at what we have in week two. That's like the beginner. That's like it. Looking at what we have in week two. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. I think my screen. Okay, I've started presenting. I hope everyone can see my screen before I proceed. Yes, so for me, I am recording. Okay, okay, very good, very good. So what we'll be looking at today is what we have in week two. We'll be looking at some parts to split them into the 3 days: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we'll look at this for week. Let me zoom in for those for everyone to really see. See if I can zoom in more. Okay, so this is for week two. Week two, we'll be looking at the HTML document structure. We'll be looking at HTML elements, uh, different kinds of HTML elements, and what we can use them to do. We're going to be looking at that. I can see your screen, but the sound is muffled and can hardly hear you. So Polita can't hear me, which is weird because every other person can hear me. Sound very muffled here. Please, apart from Polita and Lay, can every other person hear me well. Probably I need to speak up. Okay, I think I need to speak up then. Or this could also be internet, the internet. Probably mine. I think it should be the internet connection. I'm going to try my best to speak louder so that everyone can hear me. I'm going to try my best to speak louder so that everyone can hear me. Polisa and Lay, is it still sounding muffled? I actually have no idea what's causing this. Probably is what the app I'm using to record that is making this sound muffled. Okay, so I'll have to speak louder then. I'll just have to speak louder. So, please just try your best to really hear me. I'm trying to record and talk also. I'm thinking if I stop this recording I'm doing, it's going to make my voice come back to normal. So I'll try my best to really speak up and see if it helps. I have to do this video because I honestly don't want to redo the video again. Just have to just record. So what we'll be looking at today is HTML document structure is what we'll be looking at. The different things you can use HTML elements to do is what we'll be looking at. Please hold on, please. Yeah, 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 that's fine, that's fine. Mm, mm. I'm trying to fix this. It's fine. Mm, mm. Okay, so sorry for that, please, everyone. So what we'll be looking at this week is HTML document structure, different HTML elements we have. We'll be looking at them and how to use them. We'll be looking at HTML images and how to use images. And at the end, by Friday, the assessment will be to create an HTML text site, which is cool. So we'll look at creating that. For this class, we'll be looking at W3 schools. And then we are going to be performing assessments from W3 schools. So from W3 schools, you can learn a lot about HTML and HTML elements. Currently, we have more than 50 HTML elements, and it's not compulsory for you to learn all the HTML elements that there are, but the ones that are very important are the ones you need to learn. So there are different kinds of HTML elements. So on your own, you can also check this site so you can learn it too on your own. Different HTML elements that we have. So I'm going to use CodePen also. Okay, so before I proceed to the HTML elements, let's briefly look at HTML document structure. So I'm going to use free code camp again because that's what we used the other time. I'm going to use, or let me use this site, w3schools.com. So the same thing I'm going to do is to right click. And when I right click and click on inspect, what is going to open up is the dev tools. I'm just using this to, you can use W3 Schools on your phone, or you can use it on your laptop, you can use it on any device, you can, on any device. So please hold on, I'm trying to, okay, inspect. I'm going to really zoom in so that we can see this weird. The site went white. Okay, site is very unresponsive. Let's try another site. Let's try this for Notion. Okay, so what I did was to right click and click on the inspect. Please note that for you to open up DevTools, you can't open up DevTools on your phone. You can only open up DevTools on your laptop. So I am going to zoom in on this so everyone can see this well. Okay, okay, okay. So if you notice, what starts the HTML document is this line, doc type space HTML. That's what starts it. So the meaning of this line, this first line you see here, is you're trying to communicate to the browser. Okay, if you need to sign up on Notion, for you to create a Notion, yes, you have to sign up. You have to sign up. Well, this is just testing, just for you to just see. You may not, you don't really need to sign up on Notion except you want to use it. If you want to, you can sign up on Notion. So the first line you see here, I hope everyone can see because I tried to really zoom in. The first line you see here is doc type HTML. So what this doc type HTML does is that it's trying to explain to the browser. By default, the browser doesn't understand programming syntax. It doesn't. So you need to um, make use of how would I put that? By default, a browser doesn't understand programming syntax. Most times, it has to be compiled. That's the word. It has to be compiled or mixed so that the browser will understand this is what you want. So this doc type HTML is just telling the browser that whatever is going to be added here is an HTML document. So that doc is short form for document. So it's like saying document type is HTML. I hope everyone got that. So the first line is just telling the browser that this is um that this that this document is an HTML document. That is it. And in HTML, for you to um work with HTML, you need to learn the syntax, how to work with HTML. So HTML has what we call closing tags and opening tags. I will show you that in Code 10. So I'll just create a dummy pen and show everyone something. So in here where I have HTML, I'm going to really zoom in so everyone can see. Okay. So in here where we have HTML, this is called your opening tag. And this, like this arrow, this, this HTML has a lot to do with arrows like this. We call them tags, by the way. When you open a tag with HTML, you have to close it. I hope I'm trying my best to really explain. I hope everyone gets that. If you have any questions, you can bring me back so I don't rush. So HTML has to do with tags. You can't just write HTML plainly like this. You can't just do that. Just type anything. You can't do that. You would need to put it inside a tag so that the browser knows what you are trying to do. You understand? So here, if I just type random gibberish here, CodePen is going to output it for me here. Fine. But look at what happens if I wrap it inside an HTML element. Let's say I use an HTML element called H1. H1 stands for header 1. And then I close the header 1. So this is what I did here. For every HTML element you open, you make sure that you close it. There are different kinds of HTML elements. There are some that you need to close. There are some that you don't need to close. But for now, we are going to look at the one that you must close. So just put at the back of your mind, for every one you open, you have to close it. So if I'm working with an HTML element called H1, I need to open it by putting this bracket in front, and I'll close it by putting the second one at the back. Then for me to close this H1, I'll just have to copy this again, copy it, and I'll paste it here. But this time I'll put a slash in front of the H1. And when I type anything inside, you see what happens? It makes it become a very large header. Unlike this here, I'm going to explain what I did here again. If I just type this random gibberish here as a text, it just shows it to me as a text. But this H1 has added some functionality. Let me use the word functionality to it, or styling or spice to it. It has made it bigger. Did everyone get that? Should I go back again to explain it? Is any response? Okay, okay, that's very good then. So for every element you open, you make sure you close it. So if I also have another element called the P element, the paragraph element, and I put it as a P, the standard is what we use for paragraph P. So if I open it with this bracket here, I make sure I close it. Now I'm going to copy this again, this P, just copy it and paste it. Then I'll make sure at the end I put the slash to make sure it's closed. Then I can type what I want to type inside. So unlike just typing this without wrapping it in an HTML element, by wrapping it in an element, you are speaking to the browser. This way you are what I just did was to tell the browser that what I wrote inside here, let me just use my name and let me use the name of the program, Codevixens. So what I told the browser was that my name should be in large letters. My name should be in a large header format. Then for P, it's just a paragraph, so you can use it just for anything that has to do with text. Okay, I'm going to explain further. So you see this site here. Let me scroll down. You see this site here, this Notion. Let's just inspect. Let's just inspect. So you click on right click, you click on inspect, you inspect to just see. Now the element they used here is the element called div. So for you to know which element was used, it is the element, it is what we have in the beginning before the start of the brace. That's what we know the element is. Okay. I really hope that was clear. But there are different kinds of HTML elements that we have. And like I said, if you want to start an HTML document, the best practice is for you to start it with this. So you have an exclamation mark, then you type doc type HTML. Then let's come back here and check. So every element, every document, every HTML document you are creating must start with the HTML tag and end with the HTML tag. If you notice, that is what was used here. Any site you are checking that is making use of HTML, when you inspect the page, you would see that it always starts with HTML tag and ends with an HTML tag. Everything you're doing has to be inside that document. Sorry, inside the element. So the HTML is also an element. The HTML element is also an element. So everything I'm going to do has to be wrapped inside. Okay. You can follow along with your laptop so you get to see what I'm saying. Any site you inspect today always has that. Let's inspect code 10. Let's inspect code 10. So this is code 10. And if you check code 10, you'd see that it also started with an HTML tag and ended with the HTML, started with an HTML element and ended with the HTML element. And what you see at the first line is document type HTML. Okay, so every document you are creating, you need to make sure that it starts with the HTML element and you close with the HTML element. So I'm going to exit this. So that's it. It is bad practice for you to just start your coding and just put, say you want paragraph and just put your P and just type it. Fine, it's going to run, but this is bad coding. It needs to be inside your HTML element. So it needs to be inside. Then anything you want to type, you can type inside. So this is just like introduction into the HTML document structure. W3 Schools explains it better. Let me try to check it again to see if this time is going to, the page is going to be okay. Okay. Then briefly, let's just look at what HTML is. So the text HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's not really a language because you have like Python is a programming language, PHP is a programming language. HTML is not really a language. It's more like it's not really a language, but they use the word language there anyway. Like the full name says, it's a markup language. So it's not exactly a language in itself. Then it's the standard markup language for creating web pages. So like I said in the previous class, For every page you want to create, there is hardly any site you go to. Even if they are using different frameworks, it will still move it to HTML for the browser to see, because browser by default sees HTML. That is what it sees. Then HTML consists of series of elements. Now it's the elements that we're looking at trying to create, and we need to understand what those elements are. So that's basically it. So if you notice, this is what they had here. They have it here, doc type HTML. In the beginning, you have your HTML, and this is where it's closed here, your HTML. Then you have what is called your head. I'll explain that later. Head, and you have what's called your body. So it's just like the part of the human body where you have everything is just organized. Everything is okay. So everything has to be organized. If you're creating an HTML document, it all has to be organized. So WQ Schools, like I said, gives you a platform for you to try it out yourself. So for everything you're learning, you can try it out yourself. So you see, everything here was wrapped in doc type HTML. Then we have what is called the head. So I would explain what the head element is. So the head element just explains, gives the browser more information about your document. Whatever is in the head is not displayed on the page. If you look at here, everything from the body, inside this body, is displayed on the page. Everything inside this body, because if you notice, if I should hover on the body, you see the whole page is highlighted in color blue. But if I hover on the head, no section here on the page is going to be highlighted, because what the head just contains is information, basic information about the page. If you created a page and you want to put maybe the description of the page, which is what you see here, description of the page, what the page is about. This particular one, description, is a new tool that blends your everyday work apps into one. It's the all-in-one workspace for you and your team. So you can use it to just give explanation, things that you don't want other people to see, just your browser to know. And it's also good for search engine optimization, which we'll look at much later anyways. So it's also in the head that you can include things like your script that you use to make your site look better, your scripts and your style sheets. Okay. You can also use it to, like if you see here, they linked a file here, and they linked it in the head. Same thing, they linked a script, they linked it in the head. So anything that has to do with the head here is just information that you want your browser to process, but you don't want users to see it. That is what the head of an HTML document basically is. Anything you want people to see when they come to your site must be inside your body. If I put this, for example, try this head inside here where I have the head. By the way, this should not run actually, but if you notice what you see here, if you hover, if you're in your browser, if you notice, anytime you check your browser history, you always see a title. Whatever is on the page, you see a title. Even if you're checking your phone, that's what you see in your browser history. Then if you're on your laptop, if you hover on the top of the browser tab, you see the page title. Where this page title here is being um written is here. So there's a tag called the title tag, and the title tag must be inside your head tag. for your for the documents to be able to send the message well to the browser. So it has to be inside the head tag. So this is the title, which is course outline for front end development mentorship, which is the same thing with what you see here. I'm going to come to code pen and I'm going to also do the same thing. I would inspect. Now, when I inspect, we see that the before now, let me see that. That's wrong one. So in the head, the title here is create a new pen. And that's what you see here, create a new pen. If I come to front-end beginner, this is the classroom that we are using currently. If I click on inspect, and I go to where I have the title, you see what the title is front-end beginner, which is what you see here, front-end beginner. So every site that you go to would always have a title, and the title is set inside your head HTML element. I hope that was understood. Does anyone have any questions before I proceed? Okay. Everyone doesn't have questions. Okay, I just got 3 responses. We are 16. Please, I need more responses from everyone, please. I need to be sure that we all understand this before I move on. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on. So we have what's called the title, and the title has to be inside the head. So if I come back to code pen, so inside the HTML tag, I just want to create something simple. So I just use the H1. So I just want to create something like um welcome to my website. But I want it to be very big. So I can do H1. I'll make sure I close it. H1, I close it. Then inside, what I'll just type is welcome to my website. And you see it here. Welcome to my website. So this H1, by the way, is a text formatting HTML element. We have different kinds. I'm going to show you the different kinds we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have H1. We also have H2. We have H3. We have H4. We have H5. And we have H6. Okay, which program website will we use in order to practice? For now, we are going to use CodePen to practice. Before we start programming on our laptops, we'll use CodePen to practice for now. So whatever assessment I'm going to give for you to create something, you're going to make it on CodePen. And I'm sure everyone here already has a CodePen account. So it saves your code for you. You can check it for later. Then you can also use W3 Schools too to practice. So, okay. So back to what I was saying. So if you notice, it's just like in order of size. H1 is the biggest, which is what you see here. H2 second to the biggest. H3 third, H4 fourth, H5 fifth, and H6 is the sixth. So depends on what you want to use them for. You can use it. So for something that you want to be very bold and you want people to see, you can make it of the H1. And if you have other dummy information, not like dummy information, other information you want to put up, you can put it inside the P tag, which is called the paragraph tag, short form for paragraph tag. So there is this. I don't know if anyone here has heard of lorem ipsum dolor. So as a developer, you would want to create text, but it's hard coming up with those texts on your own. Just say it's just a dummy site that does not have content yet. I just want to fill it up with content. You should make use of lorem ipsum dollar. That is the go-to for developers. So you just use it as dummy text. So there are different sites you can get lorem ipsum dollar from. You can get it from lipsum.com. All you just need to do is search for it. And you just search for lorem ipsum dollar. It will bring up the first two sites you see is lipsum.com and loremipsum.io. So there's actually one that is very fine. Let me see which one that is. This one is not the fine one. The learn is the other one that is the fine one. So you can just come here and just copy it. You can just copy everything here. You can copy it and you can just paste it. Okay, so inside here I can just paste it inside. Yeah. And you see that this is actually coming to this. This looks okay. So please, if you're coding on CodePen, make sure you're signed into your account. I am having a message here, a warning message. I have 75 unsaved changes. If you are not logged into your account, when you go out of this page, everything you've done is going to be gone. To save it, please make sure you are logged into your CodePen account, please. So you can do this and you can even continue writing the same thing. Just copy everything here, copy, and you paste. Let's paste it 3 more spaces. And you see, we already have like a site that just has text in it. So if you guys should just see, learning front end is not really hard. It just takes time and effort. But just adding little bit of this and that, you're able to create something. Even though it doesn't look as fashionable as some modern sites, but it is like basics, and it is actually cool. Okay, so you can use this to even create your own site and just say, okay, this is my portfolio site. You can just explain about yourself and all of that. So there are different kinds of HTML elements we have. We just looked at H1, we looked at the P, the paragraph elements. There are different kinds. Uh, Let me check the course outline again. The one we are supposed to look at is supposed to look at the div, the span, the I, B, P, and the A tag. Okay, so let's look at the div tag. So the most popular HTML tag in this world, the most popularly used or the most used tag in this world is the div tag. I'm going to show you this here because that div tag is very flexible. You can do almost anything. So if you notice here, this is the div tag. The div tag is more like a container tag here. So this is the div tag. You check here, you see the div tag. You check here again, the div tag. Check again, div tag. This whole site is blessed with divs. Even the jobs I know I do, I bless my jobs with divs. So the div tag is a very flexible tag. You can use this tag to do almost anything, even down to manipulation, you can use the div tag for it. And it's a block level element. We'll look at that later, much later on. So you see what I did here with the P tag. Let me Control Z everything. So let me change this. Instead of P, let me use div, div. I need to change it here. So div, div. I need to change it here to div, and change it here to div. So you see, the div tag gave me something similar to what the paragraph tag gave me. So it's very flexible. Then there is another HTML element. I love calling them tags. There's another HTML element called the BR. It's short form for break. So you can use it to break, to give spaces. So you see, before I added the BR, this section was joined together. This first section and this second section was joined together, no space. So when I added the BR and I closed it, you see it added the space for me. So the BR tag, unlike other tags like the div tag where you have to do where you have to close it, you don't need to close. So BR tag is a self-closing tag. There are different kinds of tags in HTML, different kinds of elements. There are some elements that you can close them. There are some elements that you cannot close them. So you need to learn to know which ones you can close and which ones you cannot close. Okay. Another example of one that is self-closing is input. So everyone look at this. There's a tag called input. I can just close it like this. And you see what it's going to give me? An input where I can type anything inside. So there are different kinds of HTML tags. There's even one that can give you for date time. If I just type is equal to date, and you see what's going to give me here. Date. Very flexible. So HTML is like very, very cool. There are lots of things you can use HTML to do. The thing is, you just need to learn the tag or the elements. I love calling them tags. So the same thing, you can do this with the BR. It made this look very okay. Okay, no questions. So back to the outline, we're looking at the I, the B, the P, and the A. We've looked at the P. Let's look at the B. So the B tag, let me show you what the B tag does. So inside where I have B, let me just change it to B and change it. Mm, mm, mm. I don't think this page changed. Okay, let me change this to I and I. Okay, okay. So everyone, I hope we all noticed what happened when I changed the elements. So when I changed it to I, the I stands for, you can use the I tag for lots of things, or the I element, HTML element for lots of things. But the default for the I element is to italicize. So that I just stands for italicize. So it just turns it to italics for you. So that's what the I does. It turns it to italics for you. That's what it does. The A tag makes it a link for you. And this is what happens when it's wrapped in an A tag. It makes it to be a link. But for the A tag makes use of because the A tag is a link. How do I explain this better? So um, for now, I wouldn't talk about the A tag in depth because it has to. Some other things I'll need to explain, which would be quite overwhelming for some of us. So I'll just skip that. We look at that either Wednesday or Friday. But apart from this, the I tag, which turns into Eclipse, the paragraph tag, we have what we call the UL, the LI, and the OL. So I'll show you what they work for. So inside here, I can have an LI tag. Say I want to write things I need to buy today. So this LI is like a list. Say I need to get earrings. Okay, I need to get a charger. So it just the LI is short form for list. So you can use to list multiple things on the site. List. So you have it lists plenty things for you. So this is what the LI tag does. It lists it for you. Then after the LI, we have what's called the OL. We have what is called the OL. So let me explain this. So the UL stands for unordered list. OL stands for ordered list. I'm going to explain what makes it unordered and what makes OL ordered. So your LI element needs to be wrapped inside a parent element, which is called nesting, by the way. So let me explain what nesting is. So this H1 is nested inside this HTML. This LI is nested inside this HTML. It's more like saying this HTML element is the parent of this H1 and LI element because it is what is housing it. So whatever is housing it is the parent, and that is where the elements are nested inside. So this LI, for example, say I want to nest it. So not by default, if you want to use LI tags, you need to wrap it inside either a UL, please you close the UL, or an OL. You would also close your OL too. So let's say I just pick this three, and I put it inside here. Mm, okay. And I pick the same things and put inside here. Now you see what happens. Let me delete the other ones underneath. Okay. So you notice that what happens here is the ones I wrap inside the OL, they are ordered, and the ordering is in numbers. Then the ones that is wrapped inside the UL is not ordered. It's making use of the normal bullet point. Okay. So for you to, it depends on how you want to order your things. If you want to order it in numbers, you wrap it inside the OL. You want to make it unordered, just normal bullets. You can use this, and it does the calculation for you. So 1, 2, 3, you don't need to start writing 1, 2, 3. It writes everything out for you. Even if you make it to be up to 50, you see what happens. He orders everything for you. So that's one of the cool things you can do with. That's one of the cool things you can do with HTML elements. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions so far? Because this is where I am going to stop explaining. The UL and the OL, do they always go inside the list tag? Okay, so the UL, what goes inside the UL and the things you're getting it all wrong. I think I'm keeping open something. Okay, let me explain this more. So OL stands for ordered list. Okay. Now LI elements by default should not be on their own. They need to be wrapped inside either an OL element or a UL element. So your question is okay. Okay. So your question is, oh yes, exactly. The LI is inside the UL and the OL, exactly. So the OL, is it only for English numbering? No, there are different kinds of numbering. We'll look at that later with CSS. You can use CSS to switch it, so you can have it in Roman numerals, you can have it in different languages numbering. But the default for ordered listing is English numbering. Share the jam with the. Sorry, Kemi, please, what's this? Please, can you unmute your mic? What's this, please? Hello, Kemi. Hello, Kemi. Okay, I can't hear her. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? Does anyone have any other questions? We have, please notify me. Any question? Any question? Any question? So I would like us to look at this page where you have lorem ipsum, where you can generate lorem ipsum dollar text. Hmm. By default, this B should make this bold. It doesn't. It's weird. Just hold on. Okay, work. Wasn't working then. So what I want us to do while we are here is to recreate this. You see this section here. See this section here where you have the standard lorem ipsum passage used since the 1500s. We can recreate this on code 10. How? So if I copy everything here, I copy it, Control C, I copy it, and I come here, and then I paste it inside here, Control V. This line here, the standard Lorem Ipsum passage, this whole section here needs to be boldened. Yeah, it needs to be boldened. So I can wrap this inside a B tag, B element. So the B element, what it does is it makes it bold. So put it in a B, we close it. Now what happens is that section is boldened. Then the next one, this is just a simple paragraph. So we can just wrap this inside the paragraph. So put inside the P, then we close the P here. And we already have this section already. Very easy. In a matter of seconds, we already have it. It's very easy to recreate. We can do the same thing here. So you can copy everything here. Control C, you copy it. You come down here, you paste it. So this first line, section this ends at BC. You can come here and wrap it in a B, the same thing. B here, put it in a B. And what happens is that section is boldened. Then the next one, if you notice, is joining it together. So to separate it, just put it in a P tag. It's supposed to be a paragraph. It's not just output it like that. So you wrap it inside here, and everything is cool. It's very easy to create. Then you want to add a line, not a line. You want to add like space in between. You can just put your BR here. BR, oh, BR. You close it, and what happens is you're going to have space here immediately after this. You can have it. You can also do it again, BR again, 2 times. So you have 2 lines. That BR stands for a line break. You have 2 lines. You want to make it more than that again, you can put BR again. So what you have there is 3 line breaks, 3 breaks. Then if you want to add a line underneath, there is also an HTML element called HR, horizontal row or horizontal line. What it does for you is it gives you a line. You can also add the same line to underneath here, where you have this 1500, this whole B here. You can have your HR. Like BR, HR is also a self-closing tag. So you don't need to do HR and then do HR like this again. No, just once is okay. And you see this page is looking cool and okay. Kenny, what is this jam? Please, let me check this link, please. Kemi, you are sending link to the channel. Please, what link is this? So part of what I want everyone to, part of what I want, okay, B for bold, P for paragraph. Yeah, where is it? What I want us to do for our assessment, I'm going to please, for this assessment, I'm going to point out, please don't send it to the Slack channel. That channel is already very, very busy. Please. And lots of people can't find information because it's mixed. So I'm going to create it on the Google Classroom and I'll send the links to everybody before the end of the day. So the assignment will be sent to your mail. Then you can now upload the answers to the assignment there. Please just don't post any screenshots of the assignment on the channel, please. I'm begging everybody. That channel is already crowded. Okay, so okay. So this is what I want us to do. This introduction. Okay, I can hear you. Tell me. Okay, hi, good evening. Okay, okay. I'm going to get back to you, Shaitan. Okay, so for you to use the li, you use it when you want to make a list. So you want to make a list, you use the li. Then what I was trying to say is this: if you want to, I think that's the word. If you want to make a list, you make use of the li. Then there are different kinds of lists. So it can either be ordered or unordered. So if it is ordered, it is OL. If it's unordered, it is UL. So by default, it is bad practice to just add your LI and just close it here. Even though it is going to work, yeah, it's actually bad practice to just do it like this. You're supposed to wrap it inside either a UL or an OL. So you can have your OL ordered. So let's see some information here. Close it and yeah, close your OL. So the difference here is that the LI that I wrapped inside the ordered list gave me English numbering. The LI I wrapped inside the UL didn't give me English numbering. It was just like normal list. Gave me bullet point listing. So you can use LI when you want to make list. Yeah. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. So please can you explain the placement of the BR and the HR? Okay, so BR stands for line break. HR stands for horizontal rule or horizontal line. So say you just want to add a line, just a line, you can use HR to just add your line. Okay. So BR is just to add line break. So in this place here, I wanted this whole place here where you have the standard lorem ipsum passage used in the 1500s. I wanted it to have a line under so I could give it more styling instead of looking just like a normal text. So I just use the HR to just give it a horizontal line and it's going to span across the whole page. If I change the way this stuff displays, let me see if I can zoom out because I really zoomed in here. Now you see how it looks. The line is going to span across the whole page. So this is how the HR looks like. It just gives you a horizontal line or a horizontal rule. That's just what it does for you. That's what it does, the HR. And unlike other elements where you have to close it, you don't have to close HR. HR is self closing. So you don't have to do HR and slash HR again. No, you don't have to do that at all. You just put HR like this and you're good. The same thing with BR. You don't have to do BR and close BR again. Just BR is okay. You're good. So is that clear? Okay, so it's clear. What of when you need just is it clear to you? Okay, very good. So it's clear. So what would okay. Uh, okay. Yes, it doesn't need. Okay. Yeah. So what I want us to do today is here, element, basic, this should be okay. I'm going to send the link. So I'm going to make the assignments and put it on the classroom, and the link will be sent to everyone. I'll just notify everyone in the channel that the links have been sent to your mail, so you can just work on them. So just do something here on this page. So what we're going to be doing as the assessment for today, I think this should have an assessment. But we are going to check this place here. This this can everyone see hear me please? I think yes, email. Yes, email. The assessment, yeah, this is after. Yes, the assessment is going to be sent to your email the same way the other one I created was sent to everybody. That's why I said by email. I already have the emails of everybody here, so it's just be sent out to everybody. So for whatever assessment I'm going to give now, please don't send it to the channel. Just wait when I make the assignment and it gets to you, you just upload it and I get to sit in the classroom. So part of what we're looking at is this. I'll send the link. You just read up on this page. You read up on this page and this page too. Read up on two of them. Then on code 10, what we are going to do is to recreate what I did here. So what I did here, where I picked from lipsum.com, this section here. So this is what we are going to do. So from where we have the standard lorem ipsum passage, everything down to this place here, everything down here, we are going to recreate it by ourselves on CodePen. And when we've done that, we'll just send the link across. So I will just check it. So you just send the link and I can just check it because it's already on CodePen. So you can, so the link is already public if you want to. You just make it public and I can see it, then check it okay. So this is what we are going to be doing. To be submitted on Wednesday. Then we'll read up on this page that has HTML elements and read up on this page that has HTML basics. So I hope that is clear. Oh, by default, your any pen you make on CodePen is public. By default, it is. Well, it is actually very easy to use, so you would definitely see it. Okay. The assignment is, you see this section here, this section, the standard Lorem Ipsum passage used in the 1500s. I'm actually going to screenshot this section and send it to everybody. And then I'll send the link to in the assignment. So everything here, we are going to recreate it the same way I recreated some parts here. I just recreated um two sections. Yeah, I only recreated one, two. So I want you all to recreate one, two, three, four, five. Recreate it and send the link. Recreate it on CodePen, send the link across. That is as after when I send the assignments over to everyone. You just fill it there and I see it and that. That's one. The second one will be to read up on HTML elements on W3 schools. The third one will be to read up on HTML basics in W3 schools. I hope the assignment is clear to everybody. Okay. Mm, what I want us to do is here. We are just creating this section. The same way I created this section here. The same way I did this. I think I need to do it again. Okay. So the same way I did this section where I just had to copy everything here. I just copied everything here. Copy. Control C, I copied. I came here. Control V, I pasted. Then I just looked out for which section was boldened. It was this line. The standard lorem ipsum passage used since the 1500s. That was the one that was boldened. And to bolden, you need to wrap that text you want to bolden inside a B element. You wrap it and you close it. Make sure you close it. Slash B, you close it. Then the next one is just a paragraph. So I need to wrap all the text here inside the paragraph, and that's what I did here. I just came here, I just wrapped it in a P element, and I closed it here. That's what I did. Then to give it the line, I just added HR, and it gave me the line that I wanted. So this is what I want us to do. So the same way I did for this section, I want us to do for this second section too. I want us to do for this third section too. I want us to do for the fourth section here, and the same thing too for the fifth section here. Is that clear enough? Okay. Yeah. So for me, as immediately I can compress it and make sure the quality is okay, I'm going to send it. Like the other one is also going to be in the classroom. So does anyone still have any other questions? Okay. Hmm. I would want 3 people to nominate themselves to just briefly explain what we looked at today. 3 people to nominate themselves. We are 16. I need 3 people to nominate themselves. So who would like to just explain